Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video I thought we could have a look at the Tempest Heart replicas once again. As I am sure everyone knows, they re-enabled them in last week's weekly patch. However, they did make some changes to them. This was a complicated issue. Before they were disabled, they could be made to force craft 600, using rare materials, not even the tier 5 cooldown materials. And although this did seem overpowered, many of us believed it was intended due to being reported multiple times during the PTR, as well as the fact that they had very limited perk buckets. But soon after it went live, they were disabled and AGS informed us that it was in fact a bug. The idea was, at least the community consensus was, that it made it too easy to get expertise bumps, which I completely understand. So, now that they are re-enabled, what has changed? Well, now you will need to have all the major trophies associated with the craft, weapon or armor. You will need to have the full bonus armor set again associated with whichever one you're doing. You will need the earring bonus, and the food buff for your desired craft as well. Then, you will need to use the top tier materials, so exactly like any other armor or weapon craft. The difference here though, is that you will be able to craft 597 to 600 instead of the usual 595 to 600. At first glance this will seem great, which it is. However, they did not change the very limited perk bucket, so before you go crafting these, be very careful which perk items you use, or else, to be truthful, you're simply wasting your materials. For armor, for example, you really shouldn't use anything other than the resilient perk here. This way, you will have the potential to craft a resilient, refreshing armor piece with a weapon third perk. Anything else really will just be wasted, because the armor perk buckets do not contain resilient naturally, but do contain refreshing. And as for the rest of the armor perks, they are mostly corruption, resists, and wards, so unless you're making gear specifically for that purpose, force resilience here. And for the weapons, these weapons do not have keen or vicious in the perk buckets. So it will be impossible to get these perks on your weapon unless you force one of them, and you'll never get both, so keep that in mind. A really good option though would be to roll a weapon with the keen perk forced here. Then you could potentially roll keen with keenly jagged and keenly empowered. This would be a great weapon to craft regardless, but other than that potential, there really aren't many other options available here. So let's have a look at a few of my rolls to test how often we might expect to roll legendaries in this small window. So guys, as you can see, these are still pretty tough to roll legendary with, to be fair, and will require a decent investment to work through the crafting RNG. But it does feel like you do see gold a little more often, so they're not all bad. Have you guys had any luck with these post-patch? What kind of rolls did you get? Let us all know in the comments. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.